What's up, everybody? Justin here, back with my top 23 world champions of the decade, 2010 to 2019. In the last decade, these are some of my top world champions from Impact Wrestling, ROH, Ring of Honor, New Japan Pro Wrestling, and AEW. I had Jericho on there, so one spot for AEW. This is part 2 of my top 23 world champions of the decade in wrestling. Impact, New Japan, Ring of Honor. Part 2, I'll do number 13 down to number 1. Here we go. Number 13. Number 13 from Impact Wrestling, EC3. The guy was fucking gold in Impact. The guy was money. The guy was fucking awesome as a heel. The guy was great on the mic and in the ring, especially when he's with Rockstar Spud. EC3 was fucking awesome in Impact. I don't know why WWE and Vince don't want to push him. I don't get it. The guy has it all. So part 2, number 13 down to number 1, EC3, number 13, had two reigns as Impact World Champion. And he had the title for a total amount of days, 104 days. 2 reigns for Eli Drake and number 13. Not Eli Drake. EC3. Eli Drake, that guy's really good too. So on number 12, Matt Hardy. Matt Hardy. Impact Wrestling World Champion. I didn't write the information down. I apologize. He was an Impact World Champion, I don't think, for that long. But whatever. If you really want to know, you can look it up. Number 12, Matt Hardy in Impact Wrestling, Impact World Champion. Number 11, Kurt Angle. In Impact Wrestling, Kurt Angle had 2 reigns. 2 reigns as Impact Wrestling World Champion. For a total amount of days, 219 days for Kurt Angle as Impact World Champion. Number 10, Impact Wrestling again. Impact World Champion Bobby Lashley at number 10. Bobby Lashley had 3 reigns. 3 reigns as Impact World Champion for a total amount of days of 303 days. Lashley was really fucking good in Impact, and he's a good world champion. He had 3 reigns that lasted 303 days. Number 9, another Impact Wrestling World Champion, Bully Ray. 2 reigns as Impact World Champion, a total amount of days, 196 days. Bully Ray was a 2-time Impact World Champion. Number 8, Impact Wrestling World Champion Bobby Roode. Had 2 reigns. 2 reigns as Impact World Champion did Bobby Roode. Total amount of days, 367 days. Number 7, Bobby Roode was number 8 as Impact World Champion. Number 7, AJ Styles, IWGP Champion. 2 reigns as IWGP Champion. For a total amount of days, AJ Styles was IWGP Champion for 207 days. 2 reigns as IWGP Champ. Number 6, Ring of Honor World Champion Jay Briscoe. Had 2 reigns as Ring of Honor Champion, World Champion. 2 reigns. Jay Briscoe, total amount of days, 375 days. Jay Briscoe was ROH World Champ. Number 5, Ring of Honor World Champion Adam Cole, baby. Adam Cole. 3 reigns as Ring of Honor World Champion. Total amount of days, 545. Number 4, another Ring of Honor World Champion, Kevin Steen, a.k.a. Kevin Owens. But in Ring of Honor, he was Kevin Steen. Number 4, Kevin Steen. Ring of Honor champion, had 1 reign that lasted 328 days. Number 3 from New Japan Pro Wrestling, IWGP champion Tanahashi. In the last decade, the guy had 2 reigns as IWGP champion. I think he had 2 reigns. He had 4 before 2010. He had 4 reigns before 2010. Total amount, he had 6 reigns, but 2 reigns in the last decade. Total amount of days, the guy was IWGP champion for Tanahashi, 820. Insane. New Japan really loves some long title reigns, and good for them. That makes IWGP title mean a lot more. Number 2, Ring of Honor World Champion Jay Lethal. The guy is fucking great as Ring of Honor World Champion. Had 2 reigns that lasted total amount of days, 698 days for Jay Lethal in 2 reigns. Number 1, the greatest world champion of the last decade. Number 1 is Okada from New Japan Pro Wrestling, IWGP champion. 5 reigns. Okada had 5 fucking reigns as IWGP champion the last decade. 30 title defenses. Now, I think the 30 title defenses was just, I think, his last reign. So, I don't know how many title defenses. Total amount of 5 reigns, but I'm sure it's a lot. Total amount of days. Again, Okada, IWGP champion 5 times. 5 reigns. Total amount of days, 1,790 days. Maybe that's wrong. It's either 1,785 or 1,790 days Okada was IWGP champion the last decade. The guy was the best in the world the last decade. The guy was very, very good as a world champion for New Japan. Number 1, Okada, 5 reigns, over 1,700 days. Very, very good. Very close to 1,800 days. So, number 1's Okada. Hope you enjoyed this part 2 of my top world champions of the decade in Impact, New Japan, Ring of Honor, mostly. Hope you enjoyed it. I gave you 13 down to 1. Like, comment, share, and subscribe. Who are your top 5 or top 10 world champions in wrestling from the last decade? Tell me who are some of yours in the comments. Bye for now.